Hello, everyone. Doug Thompson here from Bottom Line University and the Impact Initiative. Today, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the objection or seduction that somebody might say to you as far as when you're going through your presentation and all of a sudden they come up with the wise idea that they should go for sale by owner. Of course, we know that's not a good idea. Of course, we don't get paid if they do. So we got to make sure that we have some way to be able to handle that objection. So let's go through the step-by-step process of how to exactly handle that when we're inside of our presentation. First, we have to be in the presentation though, and we have to actually go all the way through until that can come up to when that question might come up. So let's just do that as we get started today. So first of all, we've done our introduction, we've got started and we went through our first slide. We've talked about our process, of course. We're talking about addressing our concerns. So that's good, asking all the questions. Then we're going to come to the magical page where that question is going to come up, where you're going to get the seduction of, I want to sell it myself. So when's that going to happen? It's going to happen at the end of this page when it says, what would it take to get your home listed with me today? Well, all of a sudden they're going to say, well, it's all good. I'm glad that you're here and I'm glad you're doing a presentation. So far, so good. But, I'm seriously considering going for sale by owner. And you say, oh, okay, I understand. Let me write that down if you would, please. So you're just going to write it down on your talking pad. You're not going to try to handle it right now or deal with it right now because you haven't shown all your wares yet. You haven't went through your whole presentation and shown all the value that you bring so that they would maybe consider to not go for sale by owner. You've got a little bit of it done, but not the whole thing. Fair enough? So all you're going to do is do the set it aside technique and say, well, I understand. Let's leave it at that. And let's see, we'll go through the presentation and see where you feel after that. Fair enough? Okay, great. Now you're going to move on and you're going to analyze the property, of course. Then you're going to go ahead and go through the customized marketing plan. You know all that I'm talking about here. You're going to talk about your company and all the 5 areas within your company that you're going to actually deal with, of course. And then you're going to come to your customized marketing plan. You're going to do the same thing there. You're going to talk about the 5 different bullets that you have put in that are yours, of course, not mine that I have here now today, that you have entered in as far as your points for you. Then, of course, you're going to go to why me, of course, and we're going to go through all of the bullets that you have put in for yourself. If you do this job right, you've shown a whole bunch of value by now. And now you've got to the power punch or the last close. Remember, there's 3 closes we're going to go through. This is the 3rd one. Now, at this exact point, we're going to say, well, assuming the fact that you are okay with my company, my marketing plan, and me, and assuming we could agree on a price, would you list your home with me today? And they're going to say, well, yeah, it's all good, except I thought I was going to go for sale by owner. I was impressed with everything you delivered, but I'm still leaning a little bit towards that. You're going to say, well, I understand. Now think about it this way. If I could show you beyond a shadow of a doubt that there is a point that you should consider before going for sale by owner, would you be interested in seeing that? You would? Might cost you a small fortune too. That might be a benefit too, right? Yes. Okay, great. So let's go ahead over here and I'll just drop down to the forsalebyownerfounder.com. And we're going to show you an illustration of something that was very interesting from the Wall Street Journal, whereas it actually demonstrates what happened to the owner of forsalebyowner.com. So let's go ahead and do that now. So as you can see, this is him. The owner of the forsalebyowner.com company went ahead and tried to put his home on the market with his own company. He owns forsalebyowner.com. So if anybody should be able to sell their house, it should be him, right? Yes. Well, as you can see, when we look here now, he had a 2,000 square foot house and he went ahead and tried to put it on the market himself. And he ended up paying the commission and he ended up netting an extra $150,000 from the original asking price in his pocket. So what do you think is better? Trying to do all this work yourself or trying to sell it yourself or let me do it and make some more money? Which do you think is better? Well, I agree with that. Making more money is good. But think about it. If this guy can't get it done, how is that going to affect you? I couldn't agree more. Yes, it's definitely the situation is that if you go for sale by owner, you have the opportunity to lose. And you don't want to do that, do you? No, couldn't agree more. So what do you think we should do? Should we go ahead and get your home in the market today? We should? Okay, great. But before we do that, we need to go ahead and talk about the price, right? Okay, good. So again, gang, you're going to jump back up here to the price triangle and you're going to click on here and you're going to go back and you're going to say, okay, remember, we're going to talk about a fair price and estimate of net, and let's go forward and actually do that. And so now we'll go in and we'll actually talk about the price and the pricing triangle. But we're not going to do that today, because today we're only talking about the one objection handling tool as far as to use the owner of ForSaleBunner.com to your advantage when the situation arises inside of my real estate presentations. Remember how neat that was to get to move around like we just did, and how fast it was to get to go from inside the presentation to the hot button, which is of course the owner of ForSaleBunner.com. Drop down, demonstrate that, and go right back into the presentation, into price, and continue on. Pretty slick, right? That's exactly what it's all about when you look at having a great presentation that can take you very rapidly through to take somebody's seduction and move it aside and get you back on track and get more listings. Thank you very much. Have a great day.